Welcome to Crescent Hammer YouTube page. This week, we'll install those pistons, this engine, to get this engine ready to be put in this. Pistons have cooled down, obviously, since I'm touching them, but they also cleaned up very, very well. Alright, so I'm pretty sure these are Gen 2 rod bolts, because they don't have the little anything right here. It's smooth, it looks like a regular bolt, and they have the 3 dimples on the head. There, you can kind of see it. They have the 3 dimples on the head, so that means I have to torque them down to 15 foot-pounds and then do 85 degrees. Didn't want to do that, but that's the proper way to do it. You know, it's kind of weird me wearing gloves, even though I should have all the time. I'm gonna get oil and assembly lube on everything this time, so I'm gonna actually wear gloves. There's a reason I don't wear gloves, because they don't. Got to do cylinder number 8, very last cylinder. First thing I do is line the rings up how I want them. Okay, so I have the gap. Ooh, I had that 180 out. All right, so I have the first ring gap on the back side of the piston, the second ring gap on the front side, and then the oil ring gap. One's right here, another one's right here. You just don't want those second ones to line up. You don't want any of them to line up, but those second ones are not as important as the first one. Then I take my lube, real sticky crap, make sure I get all the rings. Just really, I'd rather use too much of this stuff than not enough. I'm gonna take this part off. My last bearing I have, I'm gonna install it right here. Take my lube up the inside, grab the bearing, line it up to the notches. Really line it up to the notches. Make sure I don't slide it in. Make sure when it slides in, it doesn't scrape or have to move too much. Find my spring compressor. It's right here. Grab this little button and go. Grab this. Keep the spring compressor and just ratchet her down. Make sure it gets all the springs. You kind of have to work it. Get it slid in there kind of straight. And then just slowly tap her in. I'm taking my other hand and feeling where it is so it slides on the crankshaft. Once I get the rod cap, lube this up. I've been using a large amount of lube on everything. And line it up to the little notches. Oops, make sure you rub it all in. Line it up to the notches. Make sure it's straight. And just push her in there. So a little more on there. And just get her to town. Throw a little this stuff on my thread lube. Do not mix my my thread lube with your other assembly lube, because I don't know, they're two different products and probably not good to be together. Okay, got the pistons in there, all 8 of them. Threw a bunch of oil in there, try to lube up the cylinders a little bit. I really want to keep everything extremely lubed in this, extremely clean and lubed. Said lube way too many times. Don't have time to torque them. Torque these, the rod bolts or anything. I gotta go to work. Night shift, baby! I am going to torque all of these rod bolts down to 15 foot-pounds. Torque these correctly, you're supposed to do 15 foot-pounds and then do 85 degrees afterwards. I don't have a angle indicator, and I just don't think that works right. So I'm going to torque them to about 50, call it a day. Right now, I'm going to go through them and torque them to 35, see how much of a angle that goes. So I need to be right around 90 degrees before. I'm going to install the cam. Installing the front plate on the cam. I'm gonna add a little oil to these, a little assembly lube to these O-ring right here. I don't know if you're supposed to, but it seems like you should. I have all the pistons installed, torqued down, cam installed. Not torqued down, but just sitting in there. Got to take those bolts out, and once I get the regular bolts, everything's looking good, sitting in there, nice and clean, very, very lubed up. Nothing's gonna rust. First start, this thing is gonna smoke like a mother. At a stopping spot because I'm waiting for parts, so I'm gonna start cleaning stuff up, getting it ready for install. Put these in oil, start soaking them. I'd rather have those soak for a long time. Hopefully work some of the old impurities and crappy oil out. I'm gonna clean all this crap out. You know, a little degreaser, a little pressure washer, should clean right up. I drilled a bunch of holes in the bottom of this, trying to get it to drain oil a little bit better. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, I don't know. Figured I'd try it. But, you know the deal, how I clean stuff. Degreaser and pressure washer. Gonna have to clean this all out again, but you don't care to see that or want to see it, so I'm gonna end the video there, call it a day. Thanks for watching.